Yo, hey, what's up? I want to talk to you about something really important that one of my clients brought up in a private Facebook group that we have. And he talked about his family and how they don't believe in him, how they're pessimistic. They almost downplay what he's doing for his business. And after a while, it starts getting to him. So Trey, my man, this is for you, man. Let me tell you a little story, and you might have heard this before. I've blogged about it, I've emailed about it, but I'll tell you one more time because this is that important for you. Really important for anyone who's surrounded by people who are negative, who are energy vampires, time vampires, and what I'll call crabs, right? So years ago, my family and I, we were on a cruise to Alaska. And listen, man, I've had a pretty rough life. I've been broken poor the beginning parts of my life when we came to the United States. And even in my 20s, I was so broken poor that I was mixing Diet Coke with cans of tuna fish in a blender in a gym to get my much needed caffeine and protein to continue to work out and train clients because I was pretty broke and that's about all I could afford from the juice bar at the gym that I worked at. It was literally touch and go to live. So anyway. Here's the deal. We were in beautiful Alaska several years ago, and we're walking around looking at people doing crab fishing, where they throw these nets into the water and they pull out crab and what have you. And they have these 5-gallon buckets, right? These 5-gallon paint buckets, so you can probably picture. Well, inside these 5-gallon buckets, they put a little bit of water in there, and they start filling up these crabs. And so as we're walking by this one particular crab fisherman, I noticed that he had about 5-6 crabs at the bottom of his bucket, and he's doing his thing, and it was pretty interesting to me. Well, lo and behold, one of these crabs decided to become really ambitious and started climbing on top of all the other crabs and was really reaching up there for the brim of the bucket. And guess what he was attempting to do? He was attempting to get away from all the other crabs to win his freedom. Do you understand what I'm saying here? And so, of course, I was trying to be a good Samaritan. I said, hey, sir, your crab's about to make a run for it. You might want to put a lid on that bucket. And he said, well, watch what happens next. So as this little crab grabs onto the edges of this bucket and is attempting to hoist itself up and over, all the other crabs at the bottom reached up, grabbed it by its little hind legs, and pulled it right down. And you know what I discovered in that very moment as that was happening? That I had crabs in my life. That I had people who didn't believe in my vision, who didn't believe in my passion, who didn't believe in my dream, and would mock me and make fun of me, whether behind my back or just under their breath. And I knew that that was impacting me and the decisions I was making on a day-to-day basis to grow an empire, right? I mean, imagine that. Imagine in the early 2000s, 2001, 2002, having this vision, right? Of growing an online personal training software and Fit Pro newsletter and creating this massive franchise and have hundreds and hundreds of coaching clients and information products and speaking from the stage. Like, that was my vision. Well, mid-2000s, I shared it with people and they were like, how are you going to do that? You're just a personal trainer. Like, how are you ever going to do that? And so for me, it was really easy to figure out what I needed to do. I needed to escape from those crabs who were in my life. Now, Dan Sullivan has a really good saying about this. He says, success comes from 2 places. He says, success comes from the people that you surround yourself with and the thoughts that occupy your mind. To me, man, that makes total sense, which means the opposite of true. Failure also comes from the people that you surround yourself with and the thoughts that occupy your mind, right? So think about that. Who are you surrounding yourself with? Are they people who are pushers, motivators, encouragers of your dream? Or are they people who are pullers, who want to pull you down to the depths that they're in because they have fear, they have anxiety of change, they don't believe in themselves, and so they're projecting that on you? Do you understand that? Trey, I need you to understand that. It's not that they don't believe in you and your vision and passion and purpose. They don't believe in themselves. They don't love themselves. They don't value themselves. They don't believe what they're doing is enough to contribute to society. See, they're just sucking out from the life that other people have because they don't value what they do, right? And so they don't want to see others grow, prosper, and help, because what that does is it shines a light on their life. and how inadequate they are. And that's the truth, man. That is the politically incorrect truth about most people, right? 98, 99% of people out there are far from ever reaching their potential. Now, here you are working your ass off, helping people, trying to grow a business, paying your taxes, employing people, right? And so what do? You get people who have doubt, who have fears, who have whatever, if they were doing it, and they project that on you. So it's nothing personal. I want you to reframe this for a minute. It's nothing personal, right? All they're saying is, hey, I have all these fears and doubts about myself because I don't believe in myself, and quite frankly, I think I'm a loser. And so I don't think you can do it either, right? So what do? You have to just distance yourself from those cats. You have to find a new group of people who are like-minded to hang out with, right? And that's what mastermind groups are. That's what your chamber of commerce should be. That is what a Rotary Club is. That is what, on Facebook, we've got these groups like the one that you're in right here, the Fitness Business Ignition Group, with hundreds of other fitness experts who are motivators, who are driven, that are on the same fucking mission that you're on, to help people, change lives, right? And make the world a better place. These are the people you want to surround yourself with. And this is why I constantly say, don't just keep that online either. Bring it in person, man. Find where other people like you are hanging out locally. Go meet them, connect with them, hang out with them once or twice a month in a group. Talk business. What you do as an entrepreneur is so unique and different than what 99% of everyone else does out there. They all sign the back of the check, but you sign the front of the check. You're the entrepreneur. You're the dreamer. You're the visionary, man, right? You're also an island. Think about that. You're also an island. Right? So I want you to remember that. That one, you have to distance yourself, cut yourself away from all the crabs. Listen, I've had to do that from high school friends. I've had to do that with people who I valued and worked with years ago. I've had to do that, even distance myself from some family. Now, I can't cut myself from family, right? But I distanced myself, right? I protected my dreams, my passions, my visions from them, right? And then I shared my dreams, visions, and passions with the people who cared, who motivated me, who encouraged me, right? And today, well, I think I'm doing pretty well, and I get to help others like you do well in their life. So that's what you're going to do, man. You're going to cut out the crabs in your life. You're going to fix the thoughts that are in your head. You're going to find motivators and people who inspire and push and want to drive you forward, and hang out with them, not only online like you're doing here, but in person. Come to masterminds, come to Fitness Business Summit. Hell, find local things in your community. Go to a meetup.com site and find other entrepreneurs who are positive, optimistic, driven, and visionaries, and want to hang out together. And together we're all going to change the world, man. Fuck what anybody else says. See ya.